Now let's talk about the underfunding of the police department. So what's really baffling for me is that when Mayor Carter he considers it a success for his community first safety initiative, when he is paying $1 million of overtime pay in the downtown area, and he considers that's normal. He considers that's okay. First off, if they're being paid overtime, they could be getting more sworn officers to address those needs, safety needs in the area, and also that $1 million overtime pay is actually coming out from the American Rescue Plan dollars. So this is not sustainable in any sort of meaningful way, and he considers this a success. And that actually sort of brings out like what's actually happened with our police staffing numbers. So right now, the St. Paul Police Department has an authorized staff of 620 officers, and even though we're not even in that level of officers, where the actual number of sworn officers is 560 officers, and the decrease in officers is due to attrition, and also that many people don't want to be officers in the St. Paul Police Department, and that tells you a little bit more of the culture that how officers feel that they're being supported within the police department. And this is why it's so important that we have leadership that understands officers and really treats them with respect and put policies that treat them with sort of dignity. And regarding about staffing and funding, uh, I am a data person, so I want to look at data and do research and determine what's the appropriate staff. And in my research, I found out that the city council in 2019 requested an internal staff study of the St. Paul Police Department, and Commander Jack Serrier was the one that did the study. And from the study, his recommendation was there should be more than around 100 additional more sworn officers to address the needs of the staffing needs for in 2019. One thing I want to emphasize that from 2019 to 2021, the civil unrest after George Floyd's murder occurred, and also COVID occurred. And the crime, the number of shootings, homicides are at record levels. And you would expect there should be more funding to the police department to address all these additional cases, additional crime investigations, and that sort of thing. But Mayor Carter, he's firmly committed of not funding the police department in these situations. So the recommended 100 sworn staff, it should be even more based on the crime level that's currently in our city right now. And so yeah, so that's one of those deep concerns I have, and the number of sworn officers actually decreased within the from the 2019 study. So it was 635. Right now it is a 620, and I would just like to also point out that now former Chief Axtell, Todd Axtell, made numerous occasions of trying to advocate to the city council and the mayor to increase the budget to be able to have enough staff that's available to protect our city. So I just want to emphasize that it's so important that we fund the police department to have adequate staffing needs to address our city, public safety. And one that, as I sort of mentioned a little bit earlier, the Community First Office of Neighborhood Safety, that is using one-time funding for this. So you can expect further underfunding of the police department as long as Mayor Carter is the current mayor.